What's up guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I'm gonna be reading another scary story. This one is called Ouch. It's not called Ouch. The story is called Expressionless. So I'm gonna be reading 3 scary stories. This one in different categories. This one is a creepypasta, so let's get started. Expressionless. The Expressionless is a strange creepypasta story written by Ivy. It was based on the disturbing image you see below. In June of 1972, a woman appeared in Cedars-Sinai Hospital in nothing but a white gown covered in blood. Now this in itself should not be too surprising, as people often have accidents nearby and come to the nearest hospital for medical attention. But there were 2 things that caused people who saw her to vomit and flee in terror. I would have done that too. The first being that she wasn't exactly human. She resembled something close to a mannequin, but had the dexterity, I can't say that word, and fluidity of a normal human being. Her face was as flawless as a mannequin's, devoid of eyebrows and smeared in makeup. She had a kitten clenched in between her teeth. I forgot about this part. That's disgusting. Between her teeth, her jaws clamped so unnaturally tightly around it to the point where no teeth could be seen. The blood was still squirting out. That's nasty. Out over her gown and on to the floor. She then pulled it out of her mouth, tossed it aside, and collapsed. My stomach is not liking this. That was nasty. Oh. Wait, what is this anyways? I think that's Pepsi. I just absolutely missed the straw. Ow. Okay. From the moment she stepped through the entrance to when she was taken to a hospital room and cleaned up before being prepped for sedation, she was completely calmed, expressionless, and motionless. The doctors had thought it best to restrain her until the authorities could arrive, and she did not protest. They were unable to get any kind of response from her, and most staff members felt too uncomfortable to look directly at her for more than a few seconds. I like creepy stuff, demonic stuff. And if I didn't like any of that, I would run off. But if I saw her, I would just stand there like I'm stupid and see what will happen next. But the second the staff tried to sedate her, she fought back with extreme force. 2 members of staff holding her down as her body rose up on the bed with that same blank expression I met. She turned her emotionless eyes towards the male doctor and did something unusual. She smiled. As she did, the female doctor screamed and let go out of shock In the woman's mouth were not human teeth, but long, sharp spikes, too long for her mouth to close fully without causing any damage. The male doctor stared back at her for a moment before asking, What in the hell are you? She cracked her neck. I just actually cracked my neck. Ow. I can't even crack this side, that hurt. She cracked her neck down to her shoulder to observe him still smiling. There was a long pause. The security had been alerted and could be heard coming down the hallway. As he heard them, she darted forward, sinking her teeth into the front of his throat, whipping out his... I have no idea what this would mean, so I'm not gonna say that. And letting him fall to the floor, gasping for air as he choked on his own blood. She stood up and leaned over him, her face coming dangerously close to his as the life faded from his eyes. The doctor's eyes filled with fear as he watched her calmly walk away to greet the security man. His last oversight would be watching her feast on them one by one. The female doctor who survived the incident named her the Expressionless. There was never a sighting of her again. That's not scary at all. Yes, I just took a screenshot. So the next one will be Grievous story. So I'll be right back. Okay. The next story, it's called, I can't pronounce this word because every time I say it, apparently, it sounds like I'm saying the swear word. This one is called Her, H-E-R, not the swear word. Oh, by the way, I'm sitting here because my legs were crisscrossed in the first story, so my legs started hurting. Stop. No, don't look. It just encourages them. I kind of forgot I didn't even have my glasses on. You know who I'm talking about. Them. More specifically, her. Keep those eyes focused here. Don't look. Don't even glance. I already done that. Use your peripherals. I have no idea what that word is. I've never heard of that word. Because I know you see her. Just at the very edge of your vision. I don't know what you're talking about. I can see myself. And plus, that creepy doll that triggered that filter on TikTok when you're supposed to smile with that filter. That was scary. It wasn't that scary to me because I'm used to it. But there was this horrifying filter. And if you point it to your dolls and if it activates the filter because you have to smile, that means there's a ghost in it. And it happened to that glass doll right in front of the other dolls. It was terrifying. Glance to the left side of the monitor, but don't glance beyond it. I have no idea what the word is. Peripherals. Never heard of that word. Hold on, I'll be back. The word is peripher. I can't say it. Peripherals. I had to read it to me. I still cannot pronounce it. Should have picked up a bit more. She saw her in the corner, didn't you? Oh wait, you saw her in the corner, didn't you? You saw her black hair billowing across her pale face, the loose nightgown she wears over her emaciated frame. Like that person I saw when I was in my crib when I was younger. A shadowy figure. I look like a woman. She's been there for a while, just waiting. That's how they spend their time. The spirits of the damned, the ones unfit for heaven, yet avoiding hell, the ones who walk in the earth with the sins on their shoulders, they live in constant, insurmountable, indescribable pain. I've never heard of insurmountable or indescribable, and I could pronounce it. Okay. Sorry, I had to move. The story goes that when Saint Peter takes pity on a soul who committed a grave sin like murder, rape, torture, cannibalism, or worse, he punishes that soul and sends them back to our plane to exist among the living until they've successfully repented for their sins. But first, he whips out their eyes so that they can carve it out. Then he tears them jawbone from the skull so that they cannot speak evils. Why am I reading this at nighttime? It's almost 6 p.m. No, don't look. She has moved closer, but that is only her curiosity. She can't actually see you. Not as you could see her. She sees in outlines and blurs and motionless, so she's blind. She needs glasses. Cool. Her empty sockets. Sounds like Cynthia. Sounds like Ophelia. Her empty sockets let her see a person's soul. Yet it is useless to her. She lives not on the person, but on the body. Her spirit hungers for communion of the flesh, and she is eternally denied. Only the Savior can be a proper conduit of communion to satisfy her cravings. She has tried, though. She has tried often in the past. Yes, I'm eating my hair. She certainly has taken an interest in you, hasn't she? You see, she feeds on the living. She, like many before her, found human to elevate her elements. She starves for communion, but humans, like yourself, can work as a placebo of sorts. She'll try to get you to turn to see into the voids which take residence over where her eyes used to be. She'll pull you in, hypnotizing you with the dark, hollow sockets. She'll close and even more excitedly exhaling on your supple skin. She'll jab her watted teeth into your slender neck and lap the blood with her flopping tongue. I'll scrape in with my fangs and scoop out your flesh like ice cream. Okay, this is just like a vampire. And I grew up watching vampire movies and shows since I was 10. No, since I was actually like around 8. I'll yelp with glee at the warmth of your innards as I slash into your fatty abdomen. Oh, you're fat shaming. I'll pull the bones from the sinew and I'm confused because this one looks like it should say suck, but it has the times thing above it like it's a swear word. Suck the marrow out like a candy filling. I'll jab my bony fingers into your eyes and take them for my own. I'll whip your jawbone from your skull and use it as my own. I'll become whole again with your help. But it'll only work if you look. I wasn't expecting that story to be that dark and disgusting. Oh, I have a headache now. Ow. Okay, now next is gonna be the funny story. Ah! My leg. An ad. Bye. The next one. I'm gonna read the Coffin one. Oh, guys, by the way, before I start reading this, here's the reason why I've been only doing these stories. Excuse me. These stories, around only 5 p.m. is because I tried to make videos. I literally tried to make videos. And I ended up going in a seizure in the morning. This morning I woke up at 8, just hysterically laughing because of the dream I had. My boyfriend tried to murder me, but it was funny. It was funny. I don't know why. I just laughed when I woke up. I laughed like I was a psycho. But I tried to read. I tried to do one of these stories. For a video this morning, and I would keep on going into seizures. Turns out at 5 when I'm making a video, I don't go in seizures as often as I usually do. Like this whole video, I have not even gone in a seizure, and I haven't even gone in any seizures when I paused it. So that's kind of weird. Coffin. The Coffin is a scary, funny story about a man who was walking home alone one dark and windy night. His path took him down a dark, deserted street that went right by the local cemetery. Let me guess. He gets murdered. And that feels weird. As he passed the gates, he heard a strange noise in the darkness behind him. Not daring to look back, he quickened his pace, but the bumping noise continued behind him. He stopped and turned to see what it was. Coming down the road behind him was a coffin, standing on end, bumping from side to side. Bump, bump, bump. That's what it literally says. The man couldn't believe his eyes. Terrified, and he turned. Oh. It looked like it was longer. The man couldn't believe his eyes. Terrified, he turned and went into the driving lane. Behind him, the coffin came faster. Bump, bump, bump. Ahead of him there was a branch that had fallen from a tree. He reached down and grabbed it as he went by. He turned and threw it at the coffin, but it just splintered, and the coffin continued chasing him faster and faster. Bumpety, bumpety, bumpety. It sounds like I'm singing that bippity boppity boo song. The man turned the corner onto the history and went through his front gate, the coffin right behind him. The man dashed into his house, but the coffin crashed through the front door. The front of the coffin swung open, and the man glimpsed the horrible sight of a dead skeleton inside. He went upstairs and grabbed his shotgun off the wall display. Then he took aim and blasted the coffin with both barrels, but the shot bounced harmlessly off the coffin as it continued up the stairs. Bump, clomp, bump, clomp. The man, desperate and scared to death, jumped into the bathroom and locked the door, but he knew it would do no good. The coffin banging against the door, and suddenly the door exploded, and the coffin came through it. In desperation, the man reached out his hand and grabbed the first thing he could reach. It was a bottle of cough syrup. He threw it at the coffin, and the coffin stopped. Okay, I'll read one more story. Ouch! This one is called Baseball. It's a short story like the funny one. It's another funny one. Baseball in Heaven is a funny story about two brothers who wonder if they will still be able to play their favorite sport after they die. My favorite sport is basketball. What's your guys' favorite sports? Comment down below, because my favorite sports is basketball, and that's what I mostly played. I would go to the gym and play basketball if I'm not allowed to go in the pool. Yeah. And I was in practice from school too, since 4th grade to 7th grade, and then I kind of moved. This story is based on an old joke, and a version was included in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Oh yeah, I've seen that show. I've seen that movie. We lived in that old cabin. We watched this movie, and it wasn't even that scary. And I got woken up at 2 a.m. from a nightmare, which was kind of weird. There were two twin brothers named Ricky and Bobby who enjoyed playing baseball. Ricky was always the pitcher, and Bobby was always the second baseman. One day, they were sitting on the couch when Ricky wondered out loud, "Do you think they play baseball in heaven?" "I don't know," replied Bobby. "Is there a way to find out?" asked Ricky. "Why would you ask that?" "I know they're curious, but the only way you can find out is if you die." "I have an idea," replied Bobby. "How about if one of us ever dies? He has to come back and tell the other if there is baseball in heaven." I called it. "Okay, it's a deal." Ricky agreed. "So one of them's gonna end up doing suicide? End up committing? I wonder." A few days later, Ricky was cycling down the road when he was hit by a car. "Oh, never mind." He died on the way to the hospital. Bobby went to the funeral and cried for days. A week later, he was visited by the ghost of his dead brother. "Have you come to tell me if they play baseball in heaven?" Bobby asked. "Well, I have good news and bad news," said Ricky. "The good news is that they do play baseball in heaven. The bad news is that you are scheduled to pitch tomorrow." So Wiki apparently dies tomorrow. No way. Bobby apparently dies tomorrow. Okay. That's the end of today's video. If you like content like this, please hit the subscribe button. Turn on blind. Turn on all post notifications and smash the thumbs up button. And when you hit the and turn on all post notifications, I don't remember if I said that, so you will not miss any of these stories that I'll be posting around 5 p.m. I don't know how they say it, Eastern Standing Time or whatever. I think I just saw myself just glitched for some reason. Well, if you guys want me, because I'm obsessed with ghost stuff and ghost hunting. If you guys want me to write anything, read anything that you guys want me to, about a ghost experience you've ever had, or anything that involves, a child saying creepy things, you don't have to give me their names. You can just say my daughter, my sister, when they were younger, said creepy things. I said creepy things one time in kindergarten. I drew, this is why, no, I was in 3rd grade. That was when I actually had my first detention in 3rd grade. I just remembered that. Oh, whoops. And I didn't even do anything except I drew Slenderman killing her in 3rd grade. I don't know how old I was because my age is confusing because I stayed back and I was in kindergarten until I was 8, but in 4th grade I was turning 10. So I'm confused. That's what everyone tells me. What was I saying? Crap. Oh yeah, I drew a picture of Slenderman with no face, tall guy with the suit, holding my teacher named Mrs. Eastman. And she asked me what did I draw, and I said, "Oh, this is Slenderman and you. He's gonna kill you." I scared her so bad that she called my parents to give me a detention. I don't even have those pictures emoji. She whipped them up. I can still draw them, but I suck at drawing now. I used to be good at drawing. Okay. Well, if you enjoy content like this, I've already said that. Please hit the subscribe button, turn on all post notifications, and smash the thumbs up button, and turn on. Did I already say that? I don't remember. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and stay tuned for maybe tomorrow or the next day at 5 p.m. Eastern Standing Time, however they say it, for another story like this. I didn't post yesterday because I got dizzy at 3 p.m. and I was dizzy until 9 p.m. So if I don't post tomorrow, I could be dizzy or am mad or upset or other things. I have a lot of problems. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye.